So you know when you go to your grandparents' house and there's some things that you just kind of wonder, like why or what is that? Well, I keep thinking about poor old creepy Connie that's in our classroom, that's in the cabinet, the poor little baby doll. She's hopefully safe and doesn't have the coronavirus and she's good. But if you go into one of my mom's guest bedrooms, it would freak you guys out because I brought her. I don't even know. This is like creepy Caroline baby. I have no idea. Her little feet and her little head and her eyes are closed and she feels like a real doll. Yeah, why she has it, I don't know. It was not mine. Oh, aren't you glad that this creepy Caroline is not in our classroom? Stranger danger. I just thought y'all would get a kick out of that. Okay, one chapter, and we're gonna finish this part of, I think it's book 3 that we will have finished, okay? So chapter 3, A Rat Who Knows Her Name. Meg had climbed the dungeon stairs and was preparing to open the door to the kitchen when the rat spoke to her. May I detain you for a moment? Meg looked to her left and then to her right. Down here, said Roscuro. Meg looked at the floor. Gore, she said, but you're a rat, ain't you? And didn't the old man just warn me of such? Beware the rats? She held the tray up higher so that the light from the candle shone directly on Roscuro and the golden spoon on his head and the blood-red cloak around his neck. There is no need to panic, none at all, said Roscuro. As he talked, he reached behind his back and, using the handle, he raised the soup spoon off his head, much in the manner of a man lifting his hat to a lady. Gore, said Meg, a rat with manners? Yes, said Roscuro. How do you do? My papa had him some cloth much like yours, Mr. Rat, said Meg, red like that. He traded me for it. Ah, said Roscuro, and he smiled a large, knowing smile. Oh, did he really? That is a terrible story, a tragic story. Reader, if you will pardon me, we must pause for a moment to consider a great and unusual thing, a proportionate thing. That great, unusual, proportionous thing in this Roscuro's voice was pitched perfectly to make its way through the tortuous path of Meg's broken down cauliflower ears. This is to say, dear reader, Miggery Sow heard perfect and true every single word the rat Roscuro uttered. Wonder why that is. You have known your share of tragedy, said Roscuro to Meg. Perhaps it is time for you to make the acquaintance of triumph and glory. Triumph, said Meg. Glory? Allow me to introduce myself, said Roscuro. I am Chiaro Oscuro. Friends just call me Roscuro. And your name is Miggery Sow. And it is true, is it not, that most people call you simply just Meg? Ain't that a thing? A rat who knows my name. Miss Miggery, my dear, I do not want to appear too forward so early in our acquaintance, but may I inquire, am I right in asserting that you have certain aspirations? What you mean about aspirations? Shouted Meg. Miss Miggery, there is no need to shout, none at all, as you can hear me, so I can hear you. We two are perfectly suited, each to the other. Roscuro smiled again, displaying a mouthful of sharp yellow teeth. Aspirations, my dear, are those things that we would make a serving girl wish to be, I don't know, a princess? Oh, agreed Meg. A princess is exactly what I want to be. There is, my dear, a way to make that happen. I believe there is a way to make a dream come true. You mean that I could be the Princess P? Yes, Your Highness, said Roscuro, and he swept the spoon off his head and bowed deeply in his waist. Yes, your most royal Princess P. Gore, said Meg. May I tell you my plan? May I illustrate for you how we can make your dream of becoming a princess a reality? Well, yes, said Meg, yes. It begins, said Roscuro, with yours truly and the chewing of a rope. Meg held the tray with one small candle burning bright, and she listened as the rat went on, speaking directly to the wish in her heart. So passionately did Roscuro speak, and so intently did the serving girl listen, that neither noticed as the napkin on the tray moved. Nor did they hear the small, mouse-like noises of disbelief and outrage that issued from the napkin as Roscuro went on unfolding, step by step, his diabolical plan to bring the princess to darkness. The napkin moved. We'll go back last chapter. Remember when Gregory was finished eating? He said, I don't know if he wiped his nose or whatever, and he placed the napkin on the tray. Who was in that napkin? I think you might be right. So here we go. We're on chapter 33, and book 1 introduced us to Despero. So they're wanting you to draw some kind of little picture of Despero and tell us what we know. He was born with big ears and his eyes open. He had awful parents, and he wound up falling in love with a princess, which made, in turn, I guess, for him to be thrown into the dungeon, right? So here we meet, they have it Chiaroscuro, if I can say it right, just Roscuro. So with Roscuro, you're going to draw the mean-looking rat with the spoon on his head and the red cloak around it like a cape. He had no good parents. He first saw the light from Gregory, but he's evil, isn't he? He's a crooked mouse. Okay. Here, oh, well, I guess you could also say he's the one that scared the queen to die when he fell into her soup. Then the last one, Miggery Sal. Draw a poor little girl. She's probably a little overweight, has really big ears. And her mom died. Her dad traded her for the hen, the cigarettes, and the red cloak. The uncle was abusive, and then she was taken away from the uncle. Now she works in the castle, and she really wants to be a princess. So take time to fill that out. Make your drawings really good. The book's about to take a really fast turn, and you're going to see what happens in the end. I'm so excited.